Hey, everybody, and welcome to our live event. My name is David, and I'm going to give you a brief overlay of what we're going to do today. But first, welcome, and thank you for being a part of our community. This is a big initiative of mine is to give back to the community that I've served so long. And it is one of the most exciting things about doing this is sharing some of the things that I've been doing for so long and for so many years that have really benefited me and helped me grow from 6 to 7 figures in my business, and now hopefully going towards 8. Now, if you're here today and you're new, please comment in below. Now, I'm using another software to drag my live stream, so there are instructions for me to see who's commenting. I may not be able to see who's commenting directly your names. I'll see all your comments. If you have questions or anything, please put them in the comment section. I actually have my phone right here, so I'm going to be looking at comments in there as well, just in case I can't see who the person is that commented. I would really greatly appreciate any feedback or comments that you guys have during this time. It is important that I get all your questions answered. So I know you guys are busy. It is tax season, so I won't take up too much of your time. I'm going to go right into this bad boy, okay? Here we go. Check it out. So welcome, and thank you for being here today. My name is David, and I have been a tax professional and a business owner just like yourself for the last 14 tax seasons. I've gone from one little store in Deep South Texas to as many as 15. I've expanded so greatly that I've had to learn how to hire people, build teams, increase my fees, marketing efforts. I can't even tell you, download software on all kinds of computers, develop offices, site selection, create stuff, find signage, marketing material, all the stuff you think you probably need to do on a daily basis. I've already been through a lot of that. Now, today, I have a successful business that does 7 figures that I'm not in on a daily basis. I participate in only the big stuff, training, development, coaching, and leadership in my organization. And I truly believe now that I work on my business and not in my business. And I've written a book called Building Your Own Economy. It has a little bit of the story that led me to this point. But today, really what I do is I help business owners scale and grow their business, specifically in the tax industry, by building teams, by creating marketing efforts that get new customers, and most importantly, by increasing your fees per customer. So let's jump right into this thing. So let's talk about running an appointment-only business. Now, the reason that I decided to do this, and if you're here, good afternoon. The reason I started to do this concept, or thinking about this concept, is I've talked to literally probably dozens of tax professionals and business owners in the same space that I am, and they're going through a lot of challenges right now. And that challenge is a labor shortage. And that labor shortage stems from a few things. Obviously, over time, we've seen a labor shortage just because of the way our economy is changing, shift in environment, retail shrinkage. There's a lot of that. But then, of course, there's also illness, sickness. There's a lot of COVID being spread right now. It's crazy. I think there was 1 million people a day at some points this week. So we know that there's a labor shortage, and I am also victim to the same tragedies, or the same things that are occurring to you have happened to me. And about 3 years ago, I made a decision that I didn't want to have a shortage of people anymore. You see, when I ran my first tax business, which is in 2008, and I put a now hiring sign out, I had like 50 people all wanting to apply for one little store. Today, if I put a now hiring sign, or I run a Facebook ad, or I run an Indeed or ZipRecruiter or newspaper, I could put them all out today. And if I got 50 people, that would be amazing. And I would have spent thousands of dollars to do it. It is incredible how things have changed. And today, now it's like I didn't want to do that anymore. And so I started to realize that in order for us to really build a team and really facilitate and grow in our tax business today, what I realized is that I absolutely needed to figure out how to get my customers to understand that I was going to be short-staffed. And this came to me because I thought, man, if I could just get the customers to get it, it would make a lot more sense. And so what I did is I created this concept of appointment only. Now, it's nothing new, but it's very difficult to do if you've never done it before. And if you've never done this before, what I can do is today I'm going to share with you exactly how we've done it, what I've done to make this happen. And hopefully this will help you get to that same point, because if you're struggling with people right now, being short-staffed, not knowing how you're going to handle the influx of customers who are coming in right now, this is exactly what you need to know. So let's go through it. So who's this for? Anybody in the tax industry who has customers who are stressing out about how they're going to service them, okay? Stay to the end, because I promise at the end I'm going to give you a free gift, and that free gift, I promise, is super valuable, something that you could really benefit you and your business. So please stay to the end, and I promise I'll give it to you. It won't be too long. All right. If your only benefit here is to execute this, right? I mean, the only benefit here that you're going to get is if you execute it. If you don't pay attention here and you don't get anything, I promise this won't work for you at all, but I promise it will if you pay attention. All right. So the 3 keys to going appointment only. Now, appointment only means to me that customers can only walk in your doors with an appointment. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that nobody will walk in without one. Just to be clear, I can't prevent people from walking into our office and to coming to ask for assistance. But I can tell you, once somebody does come to our office, they could be scheduled an appointment. They could be asked to come at a later time. And I can teach you how to do that. But what I'm trying to tell you is you don't have to service all the customers that come to your door right away. And you're probably thinking, well, David, we'll lose customers. I'm here to tell you, no, you won't. And let me tell you why. The reason that they won't leave you is because they will go to somewhere else and they will be in the same predicament. People are not just going to be taking, well, I mean, there are going to be businesses to take walk-ins, but they're not going to want to wait in the lobby with 30 other people full of COVID. They're not going to want to go into an office that's disorganized or is dirty. I mean, that's just not the business we're in. And so when you have a clean and safe environment, this is where the customer wants to go. And if you're on here, please comment, say hello. Where are you from? All right. Number 1, first key is to establish a non-negotiable, no exceptions policy for creating customer appointments, right? Setting the right customer expectations right now is so important. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I do that? Well, number 1, communicate it. Communicate it to all your customers. You see, all the messages in my entity or my business today are skip the line, schedule an appointment. Skip the line, schedule an appointment. Appointment only. Schedule your appointment today, right? We are pushing people to schedule appointments. We're not saying, come on in. We're excited to see you. We're not yelling out the top of our lungs that we're open today. We're like, schedule an appointment. When we call all of our prior customers, we say, hey, you got to schedule an appointment. When we talk to a customer who messages our Facebook page, let's schedule an appointment. When a customer walks into our doors, let's schedule an appointment. Now, these are expectations that we set, and we told all of our staff, we trained all of our teams that you have to have an appointment to do business with us. You have to have an appointment. Now, if a customer gets upset, frustrated, says, screw you, I'm done, I'm not going to do business with you because of it, that's good. That customer is going to cause you problems somewhere else anyways. Don't worry about that one customer out of the 100. Don't focus on them. Focus on the other ones who follow this, who are adhering to the policy. And they're going to adhere to it because they know, number 1, the expectation is we only run by appointments. If they ask why, very simply put, look, during difficult times like this, it's very difficult for us to allow so many people at one time in one of our stores, because if we have that many people, there's an exposure opportunity, and we don't want anybody to get sick, especially our team. So we follow CDC guidelines. We're very thorough about the way we clean our stores. We don't want anybody in the store unless they're there for an appointment, right? And this is important because if you set this expectation, they can't get pissed off. They can't be frustrated. You know, I went to a restaurant just this week, and on the door of the restaurant, they had a big sign that said, across the front, that said, be patient, short-staffed, we appreciate your patience. Like, okay, cool. Like, I already know that my food's going to take longer than usual because they are short-staffed. Good. Now I either get to make a decision to continue to do business in there by going in there to eat, or walking away and saying I don't have the time. When customers know what their reasons are, the reasons are behind what you're doing, I promise you, they are not going to be upset. All right, next. Number 2 key, there must be a system in place. Must be a system. Like, you have to have a calendar and appointment manager. If you don't have that, you need to find one. You need to use one. We use something called Genius CRM in our organization that manages all of our appointments. We have booking pages and pages on there and things that they can do. This is super important when it comes to getting the customer to engage with you. You have to have a system to be able to take them in. And if you've never done this before, this isn't that hard. I mean, there's so many applications out there. You could use Google as your calendar. You could use Outlook as your calendar. There's got to be a calendar app, and you just schedule appointments. You just schedule them. That's as simple as that. Now, if you have a CRM like we do, you would use the CRM. You would manage all your appointments there. You manage your customer interaction there. That's why it's so important that you have one. But if you don't have a systematic approach to this, it is going to be a mess. If you don't have an appointment manager, if you don't have a CRM integration into your office, into your Google calendars, it is going to be a nightmare. Trust me. This is probably the one reason most people can't do this, is because they haven't taken a systematic approach. So think about it, right? Just think about how you're going to do this. Maybe your CRM that you're currently using offers this capability. And if it doesn't, you need to be looking for one. We use Genius CRM as the CRM we do it. If you have a question on that, please just DM me and I'll tell you how to get a hold of them. All right, number 3 key. This is very important. You must have a few key players in your organization, in your business, that you need to do or to use to pull this off. Number 1, you need to have a customer experience professional. We call them CXPs. This is somebody who would be at the front of your store, your office, and this is where they would control the traffic. Listen to me. This is important. Stop everything you're doing and pay attention to this because this is important. So you need to have somebody manage the traffic. If you're short staffed, you should definitely be paying somebody. So a CXP, customer experience professional, is typically somebody like a receptionist. They answer the phone, they get somebody something to drink, they make copies and they scan paperwork, very simple stuff, okay? But they also would be the gatekeeper to the door. When somebody walks in, they would then, at that point, sign them in and verify they have an appointment. If they don't have an appointment, they would schedule them an appointment. Very, very, very simple. Very simple. But if you don't have this person, what you're doing is you're allowing people to walk in your doors. You're allowing people to come in. You're allowing people to do whatever they want. You're not verifying appointments. You're not verifying their reasons for being there. You're not asking them the right questions. You're not collecting documents. You're not having, you see how this is? You're going to be a chaotic mess. You need a CXP. Number 2, a customer or a contact care center. So this is important. This would be very similar to a call center. And if you're not a big operator, you only have 1 store, 2 stores, or none. I mean, if you do it from home, just know something. You need somebody making phone calls on your behalf. You need somebody taking phone calls on your behalf. The worst thing that you could do is have people calling your store, call and their phones are ringing and all the phones are ringing. It's going all crazy. When you could have somebody just dedicated to answering the phone and scheduling appointments. They could be calling customers from last year, reminding them to come file their taxes and scheduling them an appointment. They could be receiving the calls that come through the store, and actually schedule those customers an appointment. You have to have somebody dedicated to these positions, 2 positions, 1 at the door, 1 on the phone. And if you don't have that, what you're doing is you're allowing your customers to dictate the flow of your business. And that's not how it works. If you want to be less stressed, you want to focus on your customers that are actually coming in, you want to provide the best service experience, you want to have safety and security for your staff, you must have these 2 people. You can't mess this up. All right, here we go. Client traffic. I'm going to give you some bonus stuff, okay? This is important because if you need to know about client traffic. So first off, control the traffic. Control the traffic. Schedule everybody appointments that you know. The most important question, right, is to make an appointment required, right? You must make appointments required. And there's no exceptions to this rule. It is so important that you tell everybody, and I don't care if they're your friends, your family, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your mom, they need to have an appointment with you or somebody in your office, not just they come in whenever they feel like it. Because, by the way, this is just how it's done everywhere. If you go to a doctor's office, you go to a lawyer's office, you go to any professional environment, they should be requiring appointments only. And that's not just for the business, it's for the customer to set the right expectations, to make sure that we're there for them, to make sure we have somebody available for them. This is more important than anything else, is controlling those expectations. So control the flow of traffic. Part 2, set a drop-off procedure. So people who are going to come in as somebody who would walk in who wants to file their taxes or just calls you randomly, set up a drop-off procedure. Drop off your paperwork with me. Let me take on that stuff. Tips of the trade here: keep everything you possibly can keep that's not necessarily something you don't need. So the copies of the forms that would go to the IRS, W-2s, 1099s, keep copies of those. The copies that would be used with the tax return filing. Make copies of anything that they come in. If they come in, make copies of their driver's license, social securities, birth certificates, whatever it is that they're going to need. You need to make copies of that. Next, make sure that you get away from things that would distract you. Number 1, free estimates. I absolutely, hear me now and hear me roar, hate estimates. I hate people who say to me that they're not willing to commit to me. So you want to come waste my time right now. I'm short-staffed. I'm stressed out. I'm fearful. We have a lobby who wants to be full, but we can't keep it full. And you want to take my time to do an estimate. No, I don't do estimates. And by the way, I think estimates are stupid. Why would anybody need an estimate on a tax return when everybody's got the same tax code? An estimate is not any different anywhere else. It's filing a tax return. So if you're going to waste my time, it costs you $50. You can change that. It could be $100. It could be $500, whatever you want it to be. Just know that if you're going to offer anything for free, you are losing time and money at this point. So don't do it. Do not do it. I would encourage you to shy away from free anything, okay? All right, let's continue here. Does this all make sense? I see some of you on here, a lot of good questions. If you got questions, please share them with me. Comment in the chat. I can see it on my phone. I'm on over here. I can see a few comments, but I can't see them all. Please, if you got a question or a comment, please ask here, because this appointment stuff is freaking important. It is the most important thing you could do right now. If you're short-staffed, you're overworked, you're underpaid, this is the key to the formula, those three things. I'm going to recap them real quick in case we have some questions. Number one, establish a non-negotiable policy that says we only do appointments, setting the right expectations by telling everyone you encounter that there's an appointment required. Number two, there must be a system in place, following some sort of calendar, using some sort of CRM, appointment manager of any sort. If you don't have technology in your favor, you're going to be doing a lot of things manually. Now, if you do want to do it manually, get an appointment book, put it at the front of the office, and that might even set you a better way to do it. Number three, there's a few key players that you're going to need. CXPs, customer experience professionals, somebody who manages the flow of traffic through your doors, gets copy, takes drop-offs, and manages the stuff. And a call center or a care center rep, somebody who's actually answering the phones, making the phone calls, setting the appointments, pushing people to appointments. You're going to need these people. Now, all right, here we go. So let me end with a few free gifts, right? Because I want to give you a gift. All right. Right here, I actually have the steps that I use in my organization, 7-figure organization that actually takes a customer from the door to appointment to out the door. Like the flow, right? We call it the safe and secure steps to a customer experience, because everything is about being safe and secure today, right? Safe and secure, safe and secure. You don't want to get sick. You don't want to be exposed. You don't want to be put in harm's way. Safe, secure. This is important. I call it the safe and secure customer experience. And it teaches you, how do you approach the door? How do you introduce yourself? How do you open the door? What do you say to the customer? How do you get their information? What do you do next? How do you get them to the tax pro? What does the tax pro do? This is made for your CXPs and how you train them. And if you're interested in getting this thing, all you have to do is just type appointment only below and I'll get it to you for free. No charge, nothing. I'm just giving it away. It's something I've used for years. I worked really hard on getting this together. And if you have questions on it, please, you can also send me those too. But if you really want in on this thing and you really want to learn how to do this appointment only thing, this is the one key paper that you're going to need to be able to train your CXPs and your tax pros to understanding the process by which you follow to get people to adhere to your customer appointments. I promise you that. If you comment appointment only below, I will give you this for free, no charge. You can have it. This is no sales gimmick or trick or something. I promise you, this is 100% free. I am just trying to give value to you guys as much as I can. Thank you guys. I see you guys putting appointment only. I really appreciate you guys and anything that you do. Now, before I go here, I want to tell you a quick story, right? So I have a few things that are going on in my business today, just to give you, because I think we're probably going through the same challenges. Number one, I have a lot of people who decided to join my team. We call them seasonal employees who have, decided to not go back into the workforce due to COVID. I have a bunch of people who have tested positive for COVID. I've had people quit because they're scared to get COVID. Like, I've had all of these things happen in the last few weeks. And the one thing that has continued to save me is my ability to say, no worries, we will control the traffic. My managers, my teams, the people that work in our stores, our tax professionals, I assured them that we will control the traffic. The number one thing that I believe that I should do as the leader of an organization is provide the tools, the resources, the training, and now today, the security to protect the people that are most important to me, which is my team. And if you're not thinking about them, that means you're allowing walk-ins, you're allowing anything to happen, you're allowing customers to come at their own time. When people walk in, they need to be screened. They need to be challenged with an appointment, because that's the flow that you want. And I'll tell you this, if you today, just to be clear, if today you want to increase the retention of your customers and you want to increase the quality of the customer, not just people who want to come in and get a tax return done, people who want to do business with you for life, then you need to weed out all the people who aren't the right person for your business. Because I tell you, there are going to be people out there. There are going to be people out there who are not going to like this. And that's okay, because those are not the people you want to do business with anyways. Let me repeat that. Those are the people you don't want to be doing business with anyways. So you might as well pick the winners by weeding them out and saying, hey, if you don't want to get on my calendar, if you don't want to be in an appointment with me, I appreciate your business so far, but I'm here to tell you my safety, the security, the way that we do business is more important than just one tax customer. I'm sorry. I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but success. I hope the IRS takes care of you just like we would have, and let's go. Like, let them go. Set them free, baby. So if you want the appointment only thing, go down there below, comment, and I promise I'll send this over to you. I'm very appreciative of everybody watching and growing this group. If you know somebody who could benefit from this group, please invite them to it, because I promise you, I will deliver more and more and more of these videos on different topics that are really relevant to what's going on in your business and what's going on in your market. Because I'm in it just like you. I'm in it to win it, but I'm also in it and I'm swimming it. You know, that's it. That's how we do it. Now, as you notice, I'm not going to come in here and not shamelessly promote. If you can see above me, there you go. TaxGrowthCon.com. Go to that website if you're interested in getting tickets to the hottest tax business conference in the universe. I promise it's going to blow you away. It's going to inspire you, ignite you, blow you up, introduce you to some of the most top people in the industry, but most importantly, get you to become what I call a person of interest. So I'm very thankful. Comment right here. Let me go back here. Comment appointment only right now if you're interested in joining, and get not if you're interested in joining, if you're wanting to comment and get the appointment only, so that we can send you a copy of this one sheet that really changed my whole business. Now, I see a lot of you commenting. I'm very thankful for you again. If you have questions or you need anything, please, you can always DM me in the group. And if you're part of the group, comment where you're from. If you're new to the group, go to the upside, the top of the page, comment, you know, whatever. I'm excited to serve. So I appreciate everybody. I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, freedom, but most importantly, an amazing and successful tax season. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.